Alright guys, I'm back with my review of TNA's Turning Point 2012, and overall this show I thought was pretty solid, had some good matches, but it felt like nothing really stood out. Nothing was really, damn, that was a great match, that was really impressive or anything. I did enjoy Austin Aries versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy took some crazy bumps in that match, but I don't know, it just felt like something was missing from the show. I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe people love this show, but for me, it just felt like nothing really stood out. Turning Point just kind of came and went, and that was it. Nothing really changed, nothing major happened, and it just, I don't know, felt like a lot of filler. So, I can't really say that I hated this show. I mean, I wouldn't say it was bad or anything. I thought it was a pretty solid pay-per-view, but it just wasn't very impressive, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. But the show starts off with Taz, actually. He's talking about the hurricane and how you can buy one of those t-shirts to donate to the Red Cross. He has Bully Ray and Buckethead, I guess some radio hosts, come out. They talk about how you can text to send money to the Red Cross. Commentary is Kennelly, Taz, and Tenay. And Kennelly, I think that's how you pronounce his name, was actually really great here, I thought. I thought he did a really good job in this whole pay-per-view, and his enthusiasm actually made Taz and Tenay look like crap. I thought he really did a great job selling stuff on this show, and it just showed how bad of a commentator Taz is when they were together. And I don't know, that's just something I thought, but anyways, the first match is Samoa Joe versus Magnus for the TV title. No disqualification. Magnus throws a chair at Joe's head. Joe kicks out of the elbow drop. Magnus hits another elbow. Joe kicks out again. Fans were behind both guys here. Pretty good crowd all night. Magnus kicks out of the Muscle Buster, and he tells him to come on. They start throwing punches and slaps back and forth. Joe gets him in the choke and chokes him out for the win. It was a good match, but it didn't need to be no DQ. There was one chair spot. So, they didn't really use the stipulation, but overall I still enjoyed this match. It was a great way to open the show. Backstage, Jeremy Borash is talking to ODB. She says she still can't find Eric Young. He comes running up. He apologizes for not being around. He says a shark ate his phone, and then they make out. So we get Tara and Jessie versus ODB and Eric Young. It's not for the Knockouts tag titles. I don't know if Eric Young is going to be with the company much longer. I figured they would do this just to put the belts on someone new if he is leaving. That's what I heard anyways. I think he wrote something on Twitter about how he was doing his last house show, and so I don't know. I don't know what's up with those belts. TNA probably didn't even think about this. They probably just don't care. But as far as the match itself, I thought it went a little too long for your typical comedy match. Eric Young takes his pants off. ODB slams Jessie. Eric Young hits an elbow drop for the win. So the babyfaces go over here. They replay the Sting getting beat to death by Doc with the ball-peen hammer. And all I can say about this is get used to seeing it, because they're going to replay this again on Impact, probably a few times. James Storm is talking to Borash, says he'll do anything he can to win a match. RVD versus Joey Ryan for the X Division title. Joey Ryan says that Matt Morgan was banned from ringside by Hulk Hogan, but they do what they want, and Matt Morgan's not there because Joey Ryan asked him to stay in the back. This was actually a good match. I like this. There was a couple botches, I think, by Joey Ryan. One that I can think of right now is that small package he went for, and he tried to make it look like he was getting the feet on the ropes, but yeah, it was clearly a botch. And I still enjoyed the match. RVD hits the frog splash for the win, though, so where the hell does this leave Joey Ryan? At the end of the match, Matt Morgan comes out and kicks RVD in the face. So if they're building towards Matt Morgan versus RVD, what the hell are they going to do with Joey Ryan? I mean, I can't think of anything. It's like he's nothing now. So Joseph Park is talking to Borash. He says he hopes Sting gets better, and he's going to face the man that tried to kill him. He asks Borash if he thinks he has a shot of winning. Borash just stares at him. I thought that was awesome. He says that he's going to go in a man and he's going to leave a man. So we get Doc versus Park. Doc tries to hit Park with the studded belt, and the ref takes it from him, or stops him or something. The belt's still in play though. It's not like they get rid of it. And Doc pulls out the hammer. Park goes off on him, picks up the hammer, but Doc attacks him from behind. I did like how Joseph Park would run the ropes. Well, not really run the ropes, which was great. He just kind of touches them and then runs back against the opponent. But Doc hits Park with the studded belt and busts him open. He grabs it behind the ref's back and busts Park open, which causes him to snap. He sees his own blood and he freaks out, hits the black hole slam, and he's turning into a monster, and then he snaps out of it. What the hell happened? This is another comedy match, in my opinion. You can't take this seriously. Yeah, this was just goofy, and he hits Doc with a chair. Doc kicks out, and Doc chokeslams Park for the win. Afterwards, he attacks Park, just keeps punching him. He goes to kill him with the hammer, and Bully Ray runs out and chases him away. Rude tells Borash that tonight he gets back into the main event. We get the tag match with Daniels and Kazarian versus Chavo and Hernandez for the tag titles. Kazarian and Daniels both do the side dance. I don't know why, but I really enjoy watching that. That was great. They hit the high and low on Hernandez. He kicks out. Hernandez throws Kazarian over the top rope. Gets Daniels up on his shoulders. Chavo hits the crossbody off the top onto Daniels for the win. That was it. Baby faces go over here. Pretty good tag match. I like this. AJ Styles tells Borash that it's been 3 years since he's been champion, and that's all the fuel he needs to win tonight. So Rude versus Storm versus AJ for the #1 contendership, and the loser, whoever gets pinned in this match, cannot get another title shot until next year's Bound for Glory, which is pretty funny. I was reading my comments on the predictions video and my Impact review of this week, and XScorp18X said it would be funny if Bobby Roode wins this match and then Austin Aries wins the title because of that stipulation where Roode can't face Aries if he's the champion. So that would have been pretty funny. Just because of the promos they would be cutting on each other. But Storm and Roode hit the suplex on AJ, which is another comment that Gannon DeShong left about how he thought it would be awesome if they did some beer money moves together. And that's exactly what they did here. I thought they might do something like this because Storm did say on commentary this week that he would be willing to work with Bobby Roode in a match to put away AJ, and he expects Roode and AJ to work together against him. So I did expect them to do some beer money type stuff, and they did. They did the suplex, and then they acted like they were going to do beer money. And of course Roode tries to attack Storm, but he sees it coming, counters, hits the Russian leg sweep on him. AJ goes for the springboard 450, misses. Bobby Roode spears him. He kicks out. Storm hits the backstabber on Roode and the super kick on AJ. He pins AJ and gets the win. So James Storm is now #1 contender for the world title, and AJ can't get a title shot for a year. Afterwards, he's all distraught, and I think he's going to snap and he's going to turn heel now. Devon cuts a promo from the clubhouse. He says the attack on Kurt Angle was just a random act of violence. They show the the roster board where they were throwing darts. Devon versus Angle. This actually wasn't a bad match. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. And eventually the Aces come out, surround the ring. Kurt gets Devon in the grapevine. Devon taps out, and then Kurt runs away as the Aces climb into the ring. And Doc tells Kurt that he's next. They're coming after him, and Kurt just stares back at him. So that's all there was to that. Cameraman asks AJ what he's going to do now. Since he's not getting a title shot for a year, AJ just walks away. Austin Aries tells Jeremy Borash that Hardy's story will end in tragedy. He says he doesn't need the fans, he doesn't need the powers that be. Jeff Hardy needs the fans, and tonight he's going to reclaim his title. This was a great promo. Austin Aries, who sometimes has been making jokes and being the funny heel, was dead serious here, and it was great. So we get Austin Aries versus Jeff Hardy in the ladder match for the world title. I really like this match. Jeff Hardy took some really crazy bumps here. There was one spot in particular where the ladder, how would I describe this? I guess the legs of the ladder were pointing out like a V, and he gets slammed right on top across those little things in the middle. That looked pretty sick. A few times Austin Aries would push the ladder, Hardy would take a big bump there. I was very impressed with Hardy's performance in this match. Both guys did a great job. Hardy hits Austin Aries with a twist of fate off the ladder. He goes for the belts, and they get pulled up. The old trick where he's about to get it, and someone's pulling the lever where it raises the belts up. So he brings in a bigger ladder, and he hits a twist of fate on Austin Aries on top of a ladder that's on top of the turnbuckles, and then he climbs the ladder, gets the belts, still champion. That's how the show ended. Jeff Hardy won the match. I know a lot of people thought because of the two titles that maybe Austin Aries would get one, Jeff Hardy would get one, and they could have done something like that, but they just decided we're just going to have Hardy win. However, I guess we're going to find out who pulled the belts up, maybe. I mean, maybe they won't do anything with that, but I figured maybe we'd find out that the Aces were involved or someone was involved, and they raised the belts up so that Hardy wouldn't win, but he just got a bigger ladder. So it was kind of a weird finish. I didn't really like that. They should have just had Hardy bring in the bigger ladder anyways, I guess, maybe. Or had a ladder that was gimmicked and kind of fell apart after they took some bumps on it so that they needed a new ladder. Something like that I thought would be better, but I don't know. They could have the mystery of who pulled the belts up, or they could do nothing with it. I mean, you never know what to expect. So anyways, that's my review of Turning Point 2012. I mean, it's not a bad show. I think it's one of those it doesn't really stand out. They've had some great shows this year, and I don't think Turning Point is one of them. So anyways, that's my review of the show. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on Turning Point in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye. Major happened, and it just, I don't know, felt like a lot of filler. So I can't really say that I hated this show. I mean, I wouldn't say it was bad or anything. I thought it was pretty solid pay-per-view, but it just wasn't very impressive, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. But the show starts off with Taz, actually. He's talking about... Alright guys, I'm back with my review of TNA's Turning Point 2012. And overall, this show I thought was pretty solid. Had some good matches, but it felt like nothing really stood out. Nothing was really, damn, that was a great match, that was really impressive or anything. I did enjoy Austin, actually really great here, I thought. I thought he did a really good job in this whole pay-per-view, and his enthusiasm actually made Taz and TNA look like crap. I thought he really did a great job selling stuff on this show, and it just showed how bad of a commentator Taz is when they were together. And I don't know, that's just something I thought, but Aries versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy took some crazy bumps in that match. But I don't know, it just felt like something was missing from the show. I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe people love this show, but for me, it just felt like nothing really stood out. Turning Point just kind of came and went, and that was it. Nothing really changed. Nothing about the hurricane and how you can buy one of those t-shirts to donate to the Red Cross. He has Bully Ray and Buckethead, I guess some radio hosts, come out. They talk about how you can text to send money to the Red Cross. Commentary is Kennelly, Taz, and TNA. And Kennelly, I think that's how you pronounce his name, was actually